Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. I am pleased to welcome you all to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, CHSS year 2021-2022. My name is Ibtisam Al-Jahmi, Admissions Officer at CHSS, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to welcome you all here today. I hope you find the event journey. This will be the first time that the HBKU Graduate House is conducted online. However, rest assured that this year's event will be as comprehensive and informative as past editions and more accessible than before. Our session today aims to connect you with the Dean and faculty members to explore the unique academic and research opportunities at CHSS and learn more about the admission requirements and student life. Our session is set to include the following: a welcome message from Dr. Umaduddin Shaheen, HBKU's interim provost, a welcome message by Dr. Amal Malki, founding dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, academic overview of the programs, starting with the Translation and Interpreting Studies Department, Middle Eastern Studies Department, PhD program, and Learning Environment and Resources presented by various faculty members at CHSS, admission and application requirements, short video on student life at HBKU, question and answer session, and the closing remarks. Before we begin, I would like to remind you all that all lines will be muted until the end of the session. If you have any questions you would like to ask, please share them using the Q&A tab on the lower side of the WebEx screen by clicking on the three dots. Please direct these questions to all panelists to make sure that your questions are visible to all of us. We will address as many as we can during the Q&A session. Also, it is the same procedure using your mobile phone. And now, I would like to start the session by playing a welcome message by Dr. Umaduddin Shaheen, HBKU's interim provost. By Dr. Umaduddin Shaheen, HBKU's interim provost.
Dear prospective students, welcome to Hamad bin Khalifa University, HBKU, and congratulations to all of you on the first steps towards your graduate journey. My name is Umaduddin Shaheen, and I'm the interim provost at HBKU. Let me start by introducing you to the Virtual Graduate Studies Open House 2020 website. It has been designed specifically to support you in your decisions for your next academic undertaking. The Virtual Graduate Studies Open House is an excellent opportunity for all of you who are interested in pursuing a degree in one of HBKU's exceptional graduate programs across the areas of Islamic Studies, Humanities and Social Sciences, Science and Engineering, Health and Life Sciences, Law and Public Policy. We have provided dedicated sessions throughout the week for our prospective students to thoroughly explore all of what we have to offer for a vibrant and impactful student experience. You will be able to connect with experts across HBKU who will introduce our unique academic and research opportunities for students. HBKU is a member of Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development and was founded to continue fulfilling QF's vision of unlocking human potential. As a homegrown university, we are extremely proud to be celebrating 10 years of establishment and very much look forward to welcoming you on this aspiring journey. Every student who enters the HBKU community becomes our priority to inform with the rich scholarship in the field, to enhance personal and academic capacity, and to dedicate resources to empower. Each academic offering is designed to incorporate multidisciplinary education so that you are not restricted to a single approach in your interest, but rather can delve into your research interests from multiple dimensions and engage with other disciplines within and outside the classroom. With the support of a faculty body that are leading thinkers in their field and an array of academic and research resources, we strive to empower our students to become future leaders, ones who embrace an entrepreneurial mindset, think critically even beyond the classroom, and are always in pursuit of new solutions to national and international challenges. Our aspiration is that our graduates will confidently create a positive impact in areas that inspire them and make a difference in our world today. I wish you the best of luck in your pursuit of higher education and look forward to possibly welcoming you as our latest cohort of inspired change makers.
We would like to thank Dr. Ahmad for that insightful message. I would like to invite Dr. Amal Malki, Founding Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, to give her opening remarks.
Thank you, Ibtisam. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening and welcome to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences Open House. Today you hear and learn firsthand about us from us. But first, let me give you an overview of HBKU. So as you know, Hamad bin Khalifa University is named after His Highness, the Father Emir, and was established in 10, which means that it's 10 years old, and we celebrate its 10th year this year. Its unique positioning in Education City puts it at the heart and the core of Education City, really, and its unique ecosystem, one that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, one that offers you a complete, well-rounded wealth of experiences and opportunities. HBKU benefits from the outcomes of pre-university as well as graduates of bachelor degrees from partner universities that feed into our programs. And here in HBKU, our graduates and the talents that we graduate feed into fields of research, policy, entrepreneurship, and innovative industries that exist in Qatar Foundation, forming a complete cycle with this unique ecosystem in Qatar Foundation. We are one of the eldest colleges in Hamad bin Khalifa University because of TII, the Translation Interpreting Institute, which was launched in 2012. And we are one among 5 other colleges like the College of Islamic Studies, College of Science and Engineering, College of Law, College of Health and Life Sciences, and College of Public Policy. In the college, we have 3 research institutes that are multidisciplinary, and we work closely with them. The KIRI, which is Qatar Environment and Energy Research Institute, and Qatar Computing Research Institute, which the Digital Humanities and the Translation degrees work closely with, and Qatar Biomedical Research Institute. We do have 3 centers at the university: Executive Education Center, which promotes lifelong learning, and we have an HBKU Press and an innovation center that promotes innovative research ideas. Now, the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and the Translation Interpreting Institute was established with a vision to enrich society in Qatar and to be relevant. And we thrive to have an impact on the society through our programs, through our research, and through our community projects. We aim to nurture a versatile community of language and cultural mediators, of digital humanists, social justice advocates, and more. And we live by our values, and our driving force is our commitment towards social justice. The college's structure is, as you see here, the Translation Interpreting Institute that was launched in 2012 has 3 main pillars, one of which is TTC, which is the Translation and Training Center. It's a center where our students intern, especially our masters in translation studies, and it's a center that offers and promotes quality translation services. The LC is the Language Center, which you will have access to, offers 12 language programs to the bigger community of Qatar, and now because of the online education, we have reached internationally, so we have students registering for our language programs from all different parts of the world. So besides the 12 languages, we offer language courses just for children as well. TISD is our Translation and Interpreting department in which we offer two very unique masters, unique in the sense that the MA in Translation Studies that was launched in 2012 is the only one in Qatar, and the MA in Audiovisual Translation that was launched in 2014 is the only one in the MENA region, making us a point of reference basically for other educational institutes. And both degrees have been validated by the University of Geneva. Our validation now is for 10 years. And the validation is a peer accreditation process, so we are internationally recognized. And the MESD, which is the Middle Eastern Studies department, we have launched two new and innovative MA programs in 2017. One is in Digital Humanities and Societies that is very unique to Qatar. Doesn't exist in the MENA region, and the MA in Women's Society and Development, again, very unique and very interdisciplinary to us in HBKU and in Qatar. And finally, our PhD in Humanities and Social Sciences, which is very interdisciplinary, and we are very picky and selective, but we have managed to have a very strong students in this program since it was launched in 2019. To move on, our college is very diverse. And we have amazing faculty and staff from all over the world. We have 106 current students coming from 27 different nations, but speaking multiple languages, much more than 30 languages. And 28% of which are Qataris. The male to female ratio, as you see, is tilted towards women here, but the ratio among staff and faculty, I'm very proud to say that is reaching a 50-50 representation, which means that we've got women in all different levels at the college, from faculty to directors, to all other professions and grades. This is who we are in a nutshell. I'll be here till the end, and I'm very happy to answer any of your questions. Our faculty and directors are here too, and it's your chance. Please ask as many questions as you want. Thank you, Ibtisam.
Thank you, Dr. Amal, for that warm welcome. I will now move on to the academic overview of the Translation and Interpreting Studies Department programs presented by Dr. Hendrik Kokert.
Thank you very much, Ibtisam, for your introduction. Yeah, indeed, I am Hendrik Kokert, the head of the ISD department, and I will now present very shortly our two programs. No, sorry. Okay, this is better. First, we have a Master of Arts in Translation Studies. As the Dean, Dr. Amal, just mentioned, it is internationally validated by the University of Geneva, which is more than actually just a peer. It's a high-quality university, and especially highly estimated in the world in translation programs. So we train highly skilled translators in any area of interest. Just to pick a few of them is business, commerce, science, technology, later artificial intelligence, literary translation to keep at par with the fundamentals in translation and reading and creating literary art translated. And we also engage in legal and medical translation, which will prove essential and crucial in this COVID period. And hopefully next year it will be post-COVID, but still we will need medical translation. Media translation also with Al Jazeera and other international agencies, media agencies, is an interesting area to translate. Of course, we can also send our students to translate in international organizations. What can graduates who are always of very high quality, I must say, and we are very proud of them, what can they expect to do after the master's degree? Logically and professionally, because these degrees are hybrid degrees, so they offer double quality, in fact. They prepare the students for professional excellence, but they can also embark on research. It's a hybrid program, So it's at the same time professional experience, professional translation, profession-oriented practices in internships. The thesis can also be a practice-oriented thesis, like a translation commentary thesis, or other students, they prefer doing research, and then they are oriented to international high-level research in translation studies, which is quite new. What else can you do? You can become translators in international organizations or ministries. You can become your own boss, freelance in banking, translation, for instance, finance, public administration. Or you can specialize as editors, as post-editors, revisers of machine translation output, terminologists, translation project managers. Or you can also orient your translation experience into intercultural mediation, intercultural communication, which corporate businesses and institutions are looking for. Not only translating, but merging translation profession with intercultural mediation. Of course, you can always decide to pursue your career on doing your PhD. And now I'm going to move to the audiovisual translation, which is unique in the region and even beyond, I would say, because coming here, I was surprised to see a master in audiovisual translation. And now I see the usefulness of it. It is unique. It offers a parallel program to the translation studies, but it offers more. It especially trains you in mediation of audiovisual content. It can voice over, dubbing, subtitling for foreign language viewers, but especially in this master program, what is particularly attractive is that the program also focuses on intersensory translation, intersensory content delivery for people, persons with disabilities, for sensory impaired persons, audiences, which is quite unique and it's quite very advanced. It's world known, this program. So here too, it's hybrid. You can practice, you can experience, you can do internships, very practical internships in subtitling and voiceover. It's a hybrid program as well. You need to be linguistically well vetted in mastery of Arabic and English. And you can also work in arts, in cultural, in the museum environment. You can work at creating a museum in which persons with disabilities can watch, can experience all the pieces of arts. Isn't that wonderful? So you can have practical and technological skills, subtitling and others, analytical skills for doing research, and also research in this area in audiovisual translation and accessibility in inclusive media content is very new area and very interesting. Also, this program has been validated and will be validated by the University of Geneva. So that's my small talk today. And I welcome your questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. We encourage you all to consider applying to one of our TISD programs, because I know you can do it and get a place in one of TISD competitive programs. I will now move on to the academic overview of the Middle Eastern Studies Department programs presented by Dr. Hassan Hakimian.
Thank you very much, and welcome to everybody on this occasion, a virtual information session. Normally we have the pleasure of meeting you in person, thanks to technology, and not least because of the pandemic, which has shut us out of our offices for the past more than 8 months. We have the pleasure of being able to provide you with critical information about our programs. The Middle Eastern Studies Department is the newer department, but fast growing, and a strategic part of the College of Social Sciences and Humanities. Middle East Studies in general has a long tradition. Many well-known universities around the world have established Middle East Studies master's programs, but most of these programs are in North America and Europe. Where we are now, I believe, setting trend is by actually being audacious and ambitious in setting the building blocks of an interdisciplinary Middle Eastern Studies program at advanced level, at advanced master's level here in the region and, of course, in Qatar. Several times throughout this presentation, you heard the word innovation, you've heard the word impact, you've heard the word unique. I want to also add two more critical words to the vocabulary that relate to and define our programs. These are rigor and relevance. These are serious academic scholarly programs with application to the real world and are in areas that are selected for their relevance to today's global problems. And that is very much reflected. I went back, I need to advance. Okay, that's better. These are reflected in our choice of the two specialist programs that have already been mentioned, and they make up very much the DNA of our academic expertise, both at teaching and research levels within the department. One of these two programs, of which we are very proud, is MA in Women, Society and Development. And it has already been mentioned that our programs are unique in the region and in the Arab world, and this one is no exception. Basically, this program focuses on issues that are related to women in the context of social, economic development, as well as cultural and political context in the region, and they prepare women for work in areas such as community leadership, in areas such as public sector, and of course also private sector. One common element of all our MA programs, because they are advanced, is that they prepare excellent researchers. So should you wish to continue your studies by joining a PhD program, our program very much prepares you. Generally, our MAs have the same structure. They're two-year programs. If you study them part-time, then they take 3 years. In our case, in Middle Eastern Studies Department, both our programs, the Women, Society Development and the Digital Humanities, consist of 39 credits, of which about just over a quarter is taken up by the thesis. So this combines taught courses with research, which is considered a very important element of the learning process. We also have provision for internship, so we combine experiential learning with academic study. The curriculum for the program has been thought through in deliberation and involving a very strong team of international experts who are consulted. It took many sessions, it took many meetings to come up with a curriculum that is world standard and complies with expectations around the world. This is to some extent seen from the kind of courses we offer. For instance, here I've listed a few of those. Women, Work and Economic Development in the Middle East, Introduction to Women and Gender Studies. We have research methods and Women in Comparative Religion. Some of these courses are elective, some of them are core courses. And then we have special topics in women's studies. This particular topic varies from year to reflect the dynamics of changing areas of interest from one year to another. In the past, for instance, to give you a taste of this, we have run a module under this rubric called Women in Medicine. Another year, Women in Art and Cinema in the Middle East and North Africa. So we make a conscious effort every year to update the curriculum by bringing in experts, visiting adjunct professors from elsewhere who offer expertise in their own area so as to make the curriculum both relevant and interesting from one year to another. Let me now go over to our second and final program, MA in Digital Humanities and Societies. Well, the very fact that we are digitally connected tonight is a testament to the fact that the world around us is undergoing tremendous transformation. In fact, using a familiar logo, the future is digital. And this is the area in which combination of the application of digital methods in both humanities and societies prepares our students for the real world, both in terms of capabilities for advanced research, but also in an applied fashion. Both these programs are unique in the Middle East, and they are very much part of the strategic vision that makes up the Middle Eastern Studies Department. Like the other master's program, this one is also 2 years, studied in 3 years if part-time. 39 credit hours, it includes possibilities for internship and a thesis, which makes up, again, more than just over a quarter of the curriculum. Some of the courses here, they give you a taste of the curriculum, which is innovative, which is highly relevant and attractive, both for the labor market, jobs market, but also for advanced future research. The sub-areas within the digital humanities and social sciences can be conceived of as, for instance, library, information and data management. They also relate to the critical area of media, including, of course, television and social media. The area of information, disinformation, fake news, this is hot topic, hate speech, social media. And also, last but not least, is the area of quantitative linguistics. So digital humanities is a hybrid and composite area which really brings together and draws from many areas of humanities and social sciences and looks at the intersection of those with modern technologies in the digital world. Our students are poised to take up advanced leadership positions in very, very dynamic areas, both in community, in the private sector, as well as in the public sector. Again, I will also stay with you for the rest of this information session and will be very happy to deal with any questions relating to these two master's programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan, for your valuable overview. We would like to encourage you all to apply to one of our MASD programs because knowledge is power, and the amount of knowledge and experience you will get from MASD programs is tremendous and totally worth it. I will now move on to the academic overview of the PhD program presented by Dr. Wajdi Zaghwani.
Thank you, Ibtisam. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again. So I will try in this session to just present you an overview of our PhD program. So as you know, to pursue a PhD program is, I can see it as a challenging and exciting opportunity, but it can also be quite challenging. At the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, we offer a range of opportunities for training, developing skills with regular supervision and ongoing support. So especially in our PhD program in Humanities and Social Sciences, it's a very special program, and you can see it's unique also in the region. It's not very common to have such program, especially for the PhD. So we offer especially an opportunity to conduct research that transcends traditional academic disciplinary boundaries. We can see it's really based on an interdisciplinary approach. So the program is it will allow the student to design and tailor their own program, which is really unique. Again, it will help the student to gather from different disciplines and to do their own research. And especially we have this ecosystem of Qatar Foundation with different universities and different disciplines. So basically, the graduates from this program will be equipped to benefit from the supervision from Education City, and they will engage in themes and ideas that cut across disciplines. They will demonstrate an expertise in the theory, and also they will be able to produce interdisciplinary research and output. And every student will be, of course, allocated a supervisor who will assist him in developing his personal knowledge of his chosen research area. He will help him also in research and also during his doctoral study. And so this is like at the end, it will lead him to produce an independent contribution to knowledge. Now for the program, as you can see, it's a 4-year full-time program that will require 54 credits. And we have 3 core courses. So the first one is Exploration in Global Humanities. So this course, it will give the students an overview of the topic of humanities, like from a global perspective. So you'll get to know the faculty and their expertise. Then we have Exploration in Interdisciplinarity. So this it's a course dedicated to how we link all of these disciplines together. And then there is also the doctoral and dependent study. So in this course, you will work with your supervisor to for a specific topic. So you will be able to produce a research article. And then there are also the possibility to have electives. So there are, we have planned for 3 electives. So for the electives, you will take these electives from those courses available in the college. And this could be in the area of digital humanities, computational linguistics, translation, subtitling, voicing, dubbing, emerging technologies, applications, and so on, and also special topics in women's studies and so on. So you will be able to, so it will rely only mostly on the expertise of our faculty, but also you can take, again, as course supervisor, someone from Education City or even outside. So again, there is also one thing, maybe it's not really mentioned in the slide. So it's the qualifying examination. So there is also qualifying examination. So this will help us assess the student during his when he applied after following his admission. So he will be able to produce an integrative paper from a list of readings. And then before embarking in the dissertation, there is the candidacy examination. So this candidacy examination, the student will be defending his research proposal before allowing to continue. And so again, the PhD discipline, now we have the PhD dissertation, which is the core component of the whole PhD program. And the PhD dissertation is it will allow the student to produce his research and his original research at the end of following the second year, when he's done with the candidacy examination. And again, he will benefit from the expertise of the faculty available. I mean, this is maybe a brief overview, and of course, everyone who is planning to do his PhD is also looking forward to get to know what are the possibilities for career. And so, as you know, the PhD is the highest level of formalized education, and those who get their PhD, they can continue in academia, or as postdoctoral fellow, they can continue working as a researcher, or becoming an assistant professor and eventually full professors. And so it's really an exciting opportunity. I mean, a PhD is something unique. It's not I mean, you really need to be able to continue and to love what you are doing, and that's why we are here. So we are welcoming you to apply, and if you have any questions, so you can send me an email or send to Tissam, and she will be able to relay the email. Thank you again, and looking forward to receive your application.
Thank you, Dr. Wajdi, for your valuable overview. We encourage you all to apply for our PhD program and all other programs earlier rather than later, and not leave your application to the last moment. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Stephen Wright, the Associate Dean for the Student Affairs at CHSS, to present to you our learning environment and resources.
Thank you, Abdesam. And I'm delighted that so many people have joined us on this web session today, and also people from all around the world. And I think that kind of epitomizes the nature of Education City and also HBKU, because it is such a diverse environment with people from multiple backgrounds. And this is part of the difference that I want to talk to you about today. What is the difference and the added value that actually you would have by being part of CHSS at Hamad bin Khalifa University? Well, I think the first thing that is worth highlighting is that you will be part of Education City. Now, Education City within Qatar is probably the world's only educational ecosystem, and in that sense it's highly unique, which comprises some of the leading universities internationally in one confined area. These are universities that cover the full spectrum of academic disciplines, and as you would expect, that means that there are a number of students from a variety of backgrounds, truly international in its character, and also it's a community of scholars. Given the nature of the researchers and the faculty who are teaching within Education City, it makes it for a vibrant environment for student learning and also conducting research. And that is part of the community you will be joining within Education City. It's a world-class location whereby you can be exposed to some of the inspirational, innovative ideas that are taking place within the various academic disciplines, but it is also an environment which is well supported. So, for example, the Qatar National Library is located within Education City, and this has, as a national library goes, it has one of the most impressive stockpiles of books and resources available to it, and you will be able to take advantage of that in addition to the various resources that exist within HBKU and in the other universities across Education City. Now, what we can see is if we look more broadly at Education City, it is a wonderful place to study in and also to be located in. The architecture of the buildings are innovative, unique, as are the universities that are located within it. It is an inspiring environment and one which I'm confident you would be able to get the most out of, because we take particular pride on the extracurricular activities that our students participate in, and we feel that gives the added value and opportunities. Within Education City, there are a number of sporting locations that you can take, that you can participate in and benefit from, including horse riding as well. I mean, and even a golf course. So there is always those extra things that you can actually do when you are not actually in the classroom, when you are not in the library and taking part in this. And I should mention that the bottom right image that you can see on the screen here, that actually is the student dormitory. So for those international students who are participating in this webinar, this is where you would be living. So it is an amazing environment, and I think you would be encouraged by it. The bottom left picture is the Qatar National Library, and you can see it just is a beautiful location. And a lot of our students choose to go and study there. And the first picture that you can see is our building, the Penrose House, or known as the LAS building. This is basically where the College of Humanities and Social Sciences is located, and where your majority of your classes will take place. And the building to your top right is the Minaretan building, which is where the College of Islamic Studies, College of Public Policy, and College of Law are located in. So it is innovative, and I think the architecture epitomizes that. But more broadly than this, one of the things that you will be benefiting from by joining HBKU is that you will be plugging into a comprehensive network of partnerships internationally and locally. We have truly world-class facilities within the university, but more specifically in the college itself. What you'll find is that the facilities are tailored to support the learning process within the college in a really robust manner. So you will be able to have access to some of the latest software, facilities, and also laboratory equipment to support the learning process. And especially if you're doing that at graduate level, this is where it becomes fundamentally important. The companies that you can see here linked, this is just a small proportion of the type of locations where our students do internships or partner with the college in various ways. Now, those local and international partnerships are important because our students, as you've heard from our academic program directors, the master's programs have an internship option within them, and in translation studies there it is a requirement. Now our students have gone out to a wide variety of employers across the country, and even internationally as well. And from that, it gives that extra experiential learning where it really adds value to the type of theoretical learning that you'll be receiving. But we also seek to promote our students and support them in any way possible. And one of the advantages you would have by being part of the CHS community is that we would, as much as we can, we would support you in terms of being able to participate in various conferences or student activities in a variety of countries around the world. And of course, really in joining the college, you would find that it's you are joining a true community of scholars where the student body is truly exceptional in its character. In terms of the learning support, our support for the college, within the college, is also that you can thrive and actually succeed while you're actually taking your degree. And that's why we have established the Academic Resources Center. So what is this? Well, basically, it comprises a subject specialist library within the college, which has key texts in support of each of the degree programs, and that is supplemental to the library at the university level and the Qatar National Library more broadly, which I mentioned earlier. And we also have AWARE, and I'll talk about that in the subsequent slides, but this is the Academic Writing and Research Excellence Center. And within that, we seek to provide tailored support for each of the students so you can really thrive and actually succeed during your degree program. What you can see is that when you look at the resources available within the university library and also the college library, there is really a strong amount of resources that you can draw from. And this is particularly important given that our degree programs are research oriented, and you need to be able to draw from that documentation, because in joining HBKU, you will be joining a research-led university, which is really something which you can allow for the highest levels of learning. But in terms of the Academic Resources Center, for you to succeed while you are studying, this is where we actually provide writing, one-on-one workshops from our writing specialists, where they can provide support to you. It also provides LibGuides as well in support of the various courses that we have within the college as well. So in that sense, there is a strong support base. The support base is not only going to be provided to you from within the classroom setting, it's not only provided to you through the extracurricular activities that you can participate and benefit from, but more broadly, it's from the actual process while you are studying that there are going to be a support base to help you thrive and help you succeed in a very strong manner. I think I will leave it there and let my colleague Ibtisam tell you about the admissions then, so you can come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen, and to all the faculty members for their valuable information. Before we move on to the admissions, we would like to play a video for CHSS students presenting their experiences in their programs.
I am Fatin Ashur. I'm a full-time student and a freelance interpreter. Despite the demanding nature of its program, CHSS takes us beyond the nature of a classroom and encourages us to take every opportunity to build up long life leadership skills.
My name is Yasmin Misharia. HBKU provides students with a supportive environment and equips them with all the necessary skills and knowledge in their field. And employers are aware of that. So we discuss with them our career goals at various networking events. At HBKU, we are not treated simply as students, but as future leaders, innovators, and change makers.
My name is Rajia Hassan. I am a graduate of MA in Audiovisual Translation. I am a digital communication specialist at Qatar University. The Audiovisual Translation program sharpened my skills and broadened my knowledge in the field, and supported my interest in accommodating the needs of the deaf community in Qatar.
My name is Saad Aqil. I work as a network engineer at North Oil Company. And as someone who's working in the IT sector, the program exposed me more to the emerging trends of technology. Throughout the program, I learned to use some linguistics tool to help me collect and analyze text, such as tweets. Also, learning about algorithmic bias and the evolution of humanoids was a really eye-opening experience to me, as well as the critical role that social media platforms play for marginalized groups.
My name is James Baji. I worked as a lecturer at Sibek College in Gambia, and I look forward to a career in education, in academia, and in business after getting my MA. The program exposed me to advanced methods of analysis of large amounts of data to uncover patterns that the human brain might not be able to process efficiently in a short period of time.
My name is Abir Bahlaiga. I work as a full-time petroleum engineer with Qatar Petroleum. This program has added a lot to me so far. I learned about the opportunities and the challenges we face in the Middle East compared to other regions.
My name is Noor Al-Kouari. I'm an employee at Qatar University and work as a student enrollment development specialist. This program did not only help me on a personal level, but also helped me understand the wider picture of how my society is, and I became the vocal advocate for the voiceless. I want to prove that a woman can go beyond her social expectations and that she is able to aim for her personal development and achievement.
And now we will move on to the admissions. Okay. So at first, we'll start the application process and requirements for our MA programs. Eligibility: bachelor's degree from a recognized institution in a relevant field, high academic records, high level of a proficiency in English, high level of a proficiency in Arabic, only for MAs in translation studies and audiovisual translation. The requirements are: you have to fill and complete an online application through our website. You have to score a minimum of 3.0 GPA or equivalent in your bachelor degree. Submit a grading scale from your university if your bachelor degree does not follow a 4-point GPA scheme. Submit a personal statement. Submit your CV. Submit your identification documents. Submit a test score of 79 in TOEFL or 6.5 in IELTS minimum. This is mandatory for MA in Translation Study and Audiovisual Translation, but this requirement can be waived for MESD programs if you have completed your studies at a university in a country where English is the native language, if you provide an official letter confirming that you obtained your degree from a university where the medium of instruction is English, or if your first language is English. For MA in Translation Studies and Audiovisual Translation, you will be assessed on your Arabic language skills during the admissions interview and through a written assessment. For the application process and requirements for the PhD program, eligibility: bachelor's and master's degree from a recognized institution in a relevant field, high academic records, high level of proficiency in English. Requirements: you have to fill and complete an online application through our website. You have to score a minimum of 3.0 GPA or equivalent in your bachelor and master's degree. Submit a grading scale from your university if your bachelor or master's degree does not follow a 4-point GPA. Submit a personal statement. Submit your CV. Submit your identification document. Submit a test score of 79 in TOEFL or 6.5 in IELTS minimum. This requirement can be waived if you have completed your studies at a university in a country where English is the native language, or if your first language is English. Submit a GRE test score. Submit 2 recommendation letters. Submit a research proposal. Please keep in mind that the deadline for international applicants is February 1st, and the deadline for Qatari residents and Qatari citizens is March 15th. In addition, you can reach us at any time using the shown email address, which is admissions.chss@hbku.edu.qa. We will now talk about scholarship opportunities and tuition fees. As for our tuition fees, you can find them also listed online on our website, hbku.edu.qa/CHSS. Please note that the degree is built on a credit hour basis, dependent on the number of credits done in a given semester. Also, a payment plan can be arranged to spread out payments for the degree. And next, for the scholarship, CHSS provides opportunities for scholarships on a competitive basis. Once you submit your online application, you are automatically enrolled to scholarship opportunities. No application needs to be submitted. CHSS offers scholarships and tuition waivers ranging from 35% to 80%. Scholarships or tuition waiver will be given based on the academic merit, excellence, and financial needs. Students awarded with scholarship or tuition waiver should adhere to the scholarship policy, which includes enrolling as a full-time student and maintaining an average GPA of 3.25. And lastly, I would like to welcome our colleague Fahad Al-Hadri to talk to us about student affairs and to help paint a picture of what you can expect to experience here.
Thank you, Sam. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. My name is Fahad Al-Hadri and I work as a community service lead at Hamad bin Khalifa University Student Affairs. I would like to talk about the service that we do at the Student Affairs. We provide native social, sport, residential, academic support programs, services to achieve your outcomes from the students' affairs. We do also, we have the student clubs, writing centers, health and wellnesses, career professional sessions, and CV clinic workshops. Now we can watch a short video about the student affairs before I pass the mic to Ibtisam. Thank you.
قسم المشاركة الطلابية في إدارة شؤون الطلاب هو أحد الأقسام الداعمة للطلاب في جامعة حمد بن خليفة، والذي يسهم بشكل كبير في دعم الطلاب وإشراكهم وإخراطهم في الأنشطة غير الأكاديمية. هناك أنشطة رياضية، هناك أنشطة ثقافية، هناك أنشطة تعليمية، جميعها تكون خارج المنهج التعليمي، ولكن كلها يصب في النهاية نتائجها تصب في النتيجة التعليمية لكل طالب.
كل سنة الفرق عندنا عددها يكثر. عندنا لحد الآن 6 فرق رياضية، فريق كرة قدم فئة بنين، فريق كرة سلة فئة بنين وبنات، فريق كرة طائرة بنين وبنات، وعندي فريق فئة شباب كريكت.
احنا طبعا نتواصل في إدارة شؤون الطلاب من خلال إدارة التواصل المجتمعي وشؤون الطلاب مع الجامعات الشريكة الموجودة في قطر فاونديشن من خلال ما يسمى بالكارير سيرفيسز اللي هو الخدمات المهنية. قمنا في السابق في موضوع اللي هو المعرض المهني الكارير فير. أيضا عملنا في السابق برنامج كان لقادة المجتمع، دعينا فيه معظم رؤساء الشركات وأيضا بعض الوزراء للتعرف على الجامعة وتعريفهم ببرامج الجامعة اللي تطرحها.
احنا في إدارة شؤون الطلاب نهتم خاصة في ناحية العلاقات المجتمعية كتوقيع اتفاقيات، كزيارة الشركات الخاصة والغير خاصة للتعريف عن جامعة حمد بن خليفة، وتواصل اتفاقيات من ناحية توفير فرص للطلاب أو للخريجين، أو أنك إلى شركات أو القطاع الخاص عندهم مثلا وجهات نظر كالتعاون، ممكن احنا نخدمها تحت إطار اتفاقية أو تحت إطار اللي هو تعاون مشترك ويانا.
Concludes our session. We'll now go through your questions shared for the Q&A session. Is it essential to have GRE certificate when applying to PhD, or we can apply for GRE when my application is accepted? GRE is a minimum requirement, so you have to submit your application and your GRE. You can't submit or complete your application if you scheduled your GRE after the deadline. Also, given the circumstances, not only GRE, most of the tests can be conducted online. So I advise you to book your test by now. The second question is, this question from Dunya, it's addressed to Dr. Amal. What is the meaning of very picky and selective regarding interdisciplinary PhD in Humanities and Social Studies? In what regard are you picky and selective?
Well, thank you for this question. Yes, we're very picky and selective when it comes to the way, and all of our programs, but the PhD more so. Let me give you an example. Of 172 applications last year, we only accepted 9 applications. We understand the PhD program is not for everyone, and it's very challenging. We would rather have a small class and to ensure the quality, and the quality of our program is comparable to the quality of any first-class university worldwide, basically. Also, you have to understand that not everyone has the stamina and the patience for a PhD. So we look at applications from different perspectives, one of which actually is the applicant's understanding or comprehension of what interdisciplinary education means. Again, this is a PhD in interdisciplinary humanities and social sciences. So having someone with an expertise and a degree in one field is not what we want. We want someone who is able to connect the field he comes from with other fields, mainly the fields that we teach and we have expertise in CHSS. Again, a PhD is not for everyone, but our PhD enables our graduates to pursue a teaching career. And as I said, it needs this stamina, it needs someone who is resilient and is able to go through the 3 to 4 years of the PhD studies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amal. Ali is asking, is GRE compulsory for the PhD program? I have hours of 2007. Is it sufficient? Again, GRE is mandatory if you are applying for the PhD program only. And we only accept hours if it's only 2 years old. And I hope I answered all your questions regarding GRE. Another question is from Ali again. I am a freelancer and unfortunately I do not have anyone to make a letter of recommendation. Could I still register for the PhD? Yes, you could still register, but we have to ask you to provide us a letter of recommendation from your previous professors, either from the bachelor degree or from the master's degree. Question from Fatma, what is the difference between full-time and part-time students? I think Dr. Stephen will answer you better in this.
Yeah, thank you, Abdesam. The difference is about the number of courses that you would take. A regular full-time load basically means 3 to 4 courses per semester that you would take, whilst a part-time load can be lower than that. We would recommend you would take maybe 2 courses for a part-time load. So it would mean that 2 days a week you would actually be taking classes. And that also means that the degree length would, if it's a master's degree, would extend by an additional year. Now, we do find that a lot of the locally based students who we admit to our degree programs are actually in full-time employment. And they are able to manage the degree program on a full-time basis, but some prefer to do it on a part-time basis where they would take less courses, and that's perfectly acceptable. So it all depends about the load that you would take and whether you're doing 2 courses per week or if you're doing 3 to 4. And each of our courses take place, I should mention, on an evening from 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. So that also accommodates people who are working.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Amin is asking, I want to know which of the TISD programs is suitable for a disabled person with limited usage of hands. Note that I can use a PC, audiovisual translation or translation studies, and are all the buildings accessible for wheelchairs? I can answer you regards to the accessibility. All the buildings in Education City are accessible for and designed for the designed for a disabled person. And in regards to the programs, Dr. Hendrik will answer your question.
Thank you for your question. I did not hear the question, the beginning of the question very well. So can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. Yes, sure. He's asking which program of the TISD, audiovisual translation or translation study, is suitable for a disabled person with limited usage of hands. Note that I can use a PC.
So the student can use a PC?
Yes, he can.
I think both programs are fit to cater for for that student. Of course, the topic may be more interesting in audiovisual translation because we specifically deal with accessibility to persons with disabilities. So for the interest, it may be more interesting to have that course, but basically all the master programs should be accessible for all people.
Thank you, Dr. Hendrik. Ali is asking, my research proposal is very promising, but I need to negotiate its content with faculty members. Could it be discussed after the program admission and acceptance? Dr. Stephen, if you would like to answer that question.
Thank you, Ali, for that question. Yes, what we would encourage, I mean, we have two types of students. I mean, so in the sense that there are some students who have a very clear idea of the topic that they would want to do, and other ones which is a little bit more broad and needs further refinement. But what I would encourage you to do is to look at the faculty profiles that are available on our website, and then you can engage directly with a faculty member to discuss your proposed topic before you actually apply. And that is always, generally speaking, the best approach, because then you can actually discuss the feasibility, you can get some initial feedback, and some advice on the proposal. So please look at our faculty website, look at the profiles, the research interests, engage with them directly. But essentially, for the application, you would need to provide a research proposal at the point when you're applying to the program, which is going to have a fairly clear idea exactly what you're going to be doing your research on for the PhD program.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. There is a question, I missed the name. Do you accept students from the UAE or specific Gulf countries? Dr. Amal, if you would please answer the question.
We accept students from all over the world, not that only. Students who go through our admission criteria and are eligible for scholarships, then they're eligible for scholarships regardless of where they are from. Definitely, yes.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Hadija is asking, IELTS requirements score for Master of Audiovisual Translation and Master of Translations program is 6.5. Is this overall score or score of each section? Does it need Arabic test also to measure our Arabic proficiency? We will accept your application if you score an overall of 6.5, not in each section. Also, as mentioned earlier, we would test your Arabic proficiency during the interview through oral interview, also through a written assessment. Sana is asking, can I have an email address of one of your coordinators for the admissions, please? Yes, Sana, you can contact me using the admissions email address, which is admissions.chss@hbku.edu.qa. Hani is asking if I have an MA with distinction from the University of London. Do I still need to set the GRE test? Yes, Hani, GRE can't be waived for PhD students. And you can also see the admissions email in the chat box that Dr. Stephen have written. Moving on, Fatima is asking, does current MA student in another university may apply for PhD in Hamad bin Khalifa University who has expected graduation date in spring 2021? Yes, Fatima, you can. Provide us with the latest transcript you have, and then we will contact you once you graduate to provide us with your final transcript. Sana is asking, have you stopped the MA in intercultural communication? Thank you, Sana, for this question. We haven't actually, but we deferred it for the next year. Lena is asking if I would like to study MA in translation. we have to get recommendation? No, Lina, this is only required for PhD students. MA students are not required to submit any recommendation letters. Shada is asking, what do you exactly look for in applicants for the MA in the Middle Eastern Programs Department? What type of students are you looking to attract? And do you have fully covered scholarships for international students? I can answer you in the part for scholarships. Yes, we offer scholarships for international students. This is on competitive basis. And in terms of attracting students, Dr. Hassan will answer your question.
Yes, with pleasure. Thank you for that good question. What are we looking for? We're looking for the best students. So hands up if you feel that you fit that category. If your question is meant, are we looking for specific people with specific backgrounds? No, these are interdisciplinary programs. They touch on very broad areas relating to area studies, of course, with a focus on the Middle East. So we're not limiting the intake in terms of backgrounds. In fact, the diversity and the depth and breadth of who you are in terms of your background and your skills and work experience and what you bring into the class is considered a virtue. So if you feel maybe you come from a background which is not directly translating into either digital humanities or women's studies, you shouldn't be at a disadvantage. But what we are interested in is rigorous academic qualifications of the type that we have been mentioning. So meeting the requirements is absolutely essential. We look also for what you potentially bring into the classroom, your value added, in other words. And third, but not least, we look for passion and commitment. It's very easy to start an academic program. It's more challenging to complete it successfully. Of course, I say that because I know every year we have many students who do this, and they feel very proud, and we are also very proud of it. But it's a combination of those factors. You have to be interested and passionate about the subject you choose. Don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do. That's my advice. And think about how you can also contribute, as well as what you might learn from the program. These are the combinations that we're looking at. And of course, we are looking for people who are good scholars. They enjoy debate. They have an open mind. When they come into the classroom, they don't come with closed thought systems. They are there to learn and to contribute to others. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan. Lamia is asking, can I apply for more than one program? Yes, Lamia, you can, but please make sure you submit different personal statements into which program you are interested in. Randa is asking, is it okay if I end up changing my topic after the first or second year into the PhD program? Let's say I got inspired from the courses to take a different track. Dr. Stephen would answer you better.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's possible. I mean, what you'll be able to amend to your proposal topic area up until the end of your second year, when you would take the candidacy exam. And that's at the point when you would submit a final version of your research proposal and the topic area for you on the PhD. And I think what you'll find is that when you join our PhD program, the first year is designed in a way to give you interdisciplinary breadth and will expose you to multiple disciplines from across the range of the humanities and social sciences. And what we find is that it is because of that exposure that you would get while you start the PhD program that you will start thinking about your topic area and also then sharpening it. And then you may see that it may take a bit of a divergent pathway, but that's the benefit of doing an interdisciplinary PhD, that you can really explore the topic area, you can progress with it. And what we find is that it gets sharpened and it can take a slightly different area. But ultimately speaking, by the time you reach your second year, at that point, you're committed then to making a final proposal and then after that point, then you must proceed with based on that. So, but during your application, when you submit an initial research proposal, we are examining that to see how you have conceptualized a topic, and actually, are you proposing something which is viable for you to actually undertake research on, and also that it is something that can make a contribution to knowledge, because ultimately speaking, a PhD amounts to a contribution to world knowledge. So we are looking that you actually have a well thought out proposal area, but we recognize that you may want to make some amendments to that during the actual PhD, but you would have until the end of the second year, for that modifications and sharpening to take place.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Amna's asking, I have recently obtained a master's degree. Should I apply for the scholarship using the master's or bachelor's? Amna, if you are applying for the PhD, then that would be fine. But if you are applying for another master, then you'll not be eligible for a scholarship, as you already hold a master's. There is another question. What could make an individual not to be admitted into a master program even when she or he has fulfilled all application criteria? We receive a huge amount of applications. We review them all. If you meet all the minimum requirements, then you will be eligible for an interview. After the interview, you will be scored, reviewed carefully through a committee, and then we will decide on your application. But I want to encourage you all to apply at this point, as you will all be reviewed fairly, and you will all be asked, if you meet minimum requirements, you will all be asked to interview, and then inshallah you will get a place. I know our programs are competitive, but inshallah you can do it. Hadija is asking if I would like to specialize in conference interpreting. What program is accommodating this? Audiovisual translation or translation studies? Thank you. Dr. Hendrik, if you would like to answer the question.
Yes, thank you. A good question. I think you can follow both masters, both translation studies and audiovisual translation. The only thing specifically for conference interpreting, you will be more trained by the TTC, the Translation and Training Center, that gives regular workshops in conference interpreting. So it's a bit separate from which master you choose.
Thank you, Dr. Hendrik. Tasneem is asking, if I study now in Qatar, but I don't reside in Qatar, I apply as resident or international student? Thank you, Tasneem, for this question. Actually, since you are studying in Qatar, you apply as an international student, not as a resident, because again, you're only currently studying. But after you finish, you will after you finish your studies, you will go back to your country. So we would prefer if you would apply for as an international student. Randa Sheikh is asking, do you accept transfers from Qatar University's Gulf Studies PhD program? If yes, do I have to start from zero? Dr. Stephen, please.
Yes, thank you. There is a possibility of some credit transfer that can take place, but there is a cap on the number of courses that can be, or the credit hours that can be transferred. But ultimately speaking, the initial courses that we have in the first year of the program, you would need to complete them. What we can do is look at what you've done at Qatar University's Gulf Studies program, and then do some credit transfer to the actual program. But as I said, there is a cap on that, and it would need to be evaluated by the program committee to see exactly what you've done, what grades you've achieved, etc. Because these are all factors that go into it. But ultimately speaking, you would need to complete the core courses of the program. Because these are the ones that guarantee interdisciplinary breadth. But we can look at some form of equivalency for those courses within the the limits that the university has for credit transfer.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Fatma is asking, when does the studies of Masters and Translations start? All our programs start by the end of August in each academic year. Amina is asking, I have a bachelor's degree in English language and literature. Do I still need IELTS for TISD? Yes, Amina, this requirement can't be waived for TISD programs. Ali is asking, do you have any conditions on age? My age is 55 years. After graduation will be 60. No, Ali, we don't have any limitation to the age. We welcome all ages. And I assume you are interested in the PhD program. So I encourage you to apply. And thank you all for your questions and for attending this session. I think we covered all the questions we received. Dr. Amal would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Tissam, and thank you, colleagues. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. It's always a pleasure to connect with you, whether you make it in or whether you continue your interest in us or not. I wish you all the best. I assure you that we don't discriminate against anyone based on age, nationality, religion, gender. Everyone is invited to apply to our programs. If you have any more questions, do email us, contact us. We're here to help. Inshallah بالتوفيق, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all for attending this session, and good luck. Again, if you need anything or any questions, we wrote you our email address. You can email us anytime, and we would be happy to help you. Thank you all.